Hold up.
Wait!
Wait.
Wait.
Whoa. Wait.
Where were we?
Cheers, brother.
Cheers, man.
Yeah.
Tastes delicious.
Yeah, man. Welcome to Wait, Where Were We? It's your host, Alex Zabidi. I am here with motivational speaker / rapper / spiritual human, Myster-E.
I like that introduction, man.
We got Myster-E in the building.
That's right, baby. As I like to say, in the classroom with Mr. E, to those who don't know me, I'm a mystery. Soon I shall reveal my story. Pay attention so you don't miss the story. That's just a little introduction.
It's like that's a quadruple entendre. It's a lot of tandra-ing going on.
It's
right
a lot
there.
of tandra-ing going on. It's interesting. I'm hearing the term now, motivational speaker / rapper, which is interesting just to hear that. Which I guess in a sense it is motivational speaking, but you don't always. It's
well. I feel like you personally, you with your style, you blend together this kind of. You have like a very intelligent. Point to your song, and it has like a message, and it's not your average hip hop.
Yes,
it's a little bit deeper. It's has a little bit more thought into it,
yes.
And it's a little more poetic. I find that like, if it's closer to like a motivational poem.
Yes. Yes. Very. Synopsis on that is pretty on point. Yes, those are all the things which I really look to kind of encapsulate in a piece, because I'm a very conceptual writer. So each piece has. Now, when you say motivational, it's not. What's tricky is now that I'm doing within the school system, things of that nature, is not being corny and positive, because that's why I wear this yin and yang ring.
Right.
For those of you at home, you can't see it, but the yin and yang, because I'm not very religious. From one another that I'm Jew-ish. My background is Jew-ish.
As many of our generation
yes,
is.
Right.
We're all
modern
Jew-ish.
Day, right.
We're
with our ancestry being Jewish.
The modern Jews.
Right. But as far as like philosophy-wise or just mind state, it's not everything is always positive, and I try to always let that be known as well too, that I'm not pushing like some motivational speakers are, I feel at times ultra positive, which I like that I've tried to find the silver lining is what I'm trying to say. Keep it real. Also let it be known that on the other side of it, we all deal with depressions and anxiety and different things, but it's how to cope with it and find that silver lining. Yeah. Because some people, they're just delusional almost. Right. And there's like entitlement, like, oh, you said I could do it, so I'm going to do it. But like, no, you have to also like go through struggle and come out on those other things.
Yeah, I always said that you really don't learn shit from if everything's all good all the time and everything's all hunky dory. You never learn anything because you're just moving through life and everything's working. The only time you learn how to get out of a scenario or learn anything at all is when something goes wrong and something fucks up and you need to like figure out what you need to do to dig yourself out of this hole and problem solve and
you look at any book, it's like a book is interesting when there's it's basic things, like when there's a problem and then you have to solve the problem of the story or the, you know what I mean? If everything is smooth, it doesn't challenge you to go outside of your body
and figure anything out. You're not learning anything. So you're not taking in new information because you're taking in the same shit every day.
And it's easy. So that's why, like, in my kind of backgrounds, I've done many things over the years. We've known each, but throughout now I'm finally in a path where. I'll pass that right there. Where I didn't start off as a substitute teacher, but for many years, almost what I'm doing now with a lot of these, what I recently created my business around is first starting off being a substitute teacher and being in a classroom in inner city areas where not a lot of people would go for at all.
Were you in Newark?
I was in Newark. I did Newark for a year, 2016. I moved out to the Ironbound section of Newark. I worked at Link Community Charter School, Marion P. Thomas. I worked quite a few different areas in Newark, charter school systems. and Perth Amboy I did, Asbury Park. A lot of it, inner city. A lot of times you walking into a classroom and it's like, I was looking at it from the perspective of an MC. As a rap, it's like you're giving me all these people, and I have to come in and command respect and be the MC. What is an MC? Mm-hmm. An MC is the master of ceremony. Mm-hmm. You feel me? So I say in the classroom, who's the MC? The teacher. You know what I mean? And then the microphone controller, and move the crowd, not just physically but mentally. And my thing is, I would just sit there as a sub sometimes, and I would just sit and I'd be like, all right, I could literally just sit here, do nothing, read, be on my phone.
Put a movie on.
Yeah, put a movie. And sometimes, I play Remember the Titans. That was a go-to.
Yeah, it's good. Movies are inspirational too.
Absolutely. I love doing all that. But it came to a point where I could literally just sit and do nothing, or I could actually put my talents and my knowledge, which I've acquired over the years within hip hop and rap. And it's pretty simplistic, but yet everybody doesn't know about it.
Right. So let's talk about what it is that you're doing now, like your company you just started, and how you're kind of using hip hop and rap in particular as an educational tool.
Yes, for sure. So I started. It's called Myster-E Edu-tainment. The particular, it switches over, educate, entertain, and inspire through rhythm applied poetry, spoken word. I delve into, where hip hop, the difference between hip hop and rap music.
Rhythm applied poetry. Is that what rap stands for?
The acronym for
rap is an acronym.
Yes, rap is an acronym. So I start off. So this is how I start.
My mind right now.
So this is how I start off the show. I I do my little introduction, which first is who is this guy? Drop a bar before,
Yeah.
Then I say, who likes rap music? Which is such a vague, hands go up.
Everybody.
Then I say, but who knows what rap stands for? And then it gets kind of quiet.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Right, then rap is an acronym. So then we go over what is an acronym, which...
So you're
Yeah, so
framing
breaking that down.
Educational, lessons.
Right, so then simplistic, what is it? We use acronyms every day, right? LOL, laugh out loud, NBA, national bat. You give a couple, and maybe even call on somebody...
that they're into. And
that they're into, you know what I mean? And I'll even call on, give me another one, take a couple. Okay, we know what an acronym is. Rap stands for rhythm and poetry, or rhythm applied poetry. What is rhythm? You know what I mean? Maybe hit on a desk real quick, make a beat. What is to apply is to add on to, and then poetry, creative expression through writing. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to necessarily be in a style like you're writing a thesis paper. It's just expression. It's a way. It's speaking from, your perception. There's a lot of free reign. So then what's the difference between rap and hip hop? And then because there's two different things, and then I quote, in the words of KRS-One, rap is something you do, hip hop is something you live. You feel me? And then I break down the 5 elements of hip hop culture. See, a lot of them have no idea. Break those down. And then I come back to it, I make the connection that knowledge of self, and knowledge being the 5th element, which brings it all together. So if you want to be a rapper, but you don't know how to use your vocabulary, and you don't know how to rhyme and things of that nature, what you saying? The rat jumped over the cat and the bat, and it's about taking two.
You need to be smart.
You need to be smart.
Intelligence is a big part. It plays a big role in a good rapper. The best rappers are the smartest dudes.
Right. Even through reading, the more you read, which. Thank you, sir. So I draw that connection, but then I let them know that we're going to be focusing on the element of rap, and then I differentiate rap and spoken word, because when I'm performing these pieces, which is really also becoming a niche of mine, which I've found. Spoken word.
Well, that's how I would say that your style of rap is very spoken word-esque. You're doing these things, these flows that are super it's all you. It's totally your style. You have a lot more words in a bar than most people, and you're saying things that are double, triple entendres and making people think, and and that's a poetic thing to do.
Right.
The not caring. I mean, I guess hip hop is poetry, in all regards, but you do it in a more spoken word.
The poetry is right, correct, absolutely correct, and and that started from really just going into schools and not having the beats right there for me.
Right.
Let me just kick and then I just
acapella.
You need acapella. Yeah. And then I just have so much, because when to pause and when to hold.
Dramatic. You can be more dramatic without a beat.
So much.
You could and everyone's like, "Oh shit, he said dun."
Exactly. Yeah. In the words, it's not always what you say, but how you say it.
You gotta you gotta give it the emphasis. That's what slam poetry is. What was that shit like? My favorite bit ever for 22 Jump Street.
Right, with the name.
Cynthia. Jesus died for our Cynthias.
Which, yes.
Jesus cried for our Cynthia. It's so good. I laugh my ass off at that bit every time.
That is a funny one. I probably have to go back and watch that particular piece. I mean, he kind of...
And I forget what it's from, but there's another thing. It was like, anything can be a slam poem if you say it like this. I don't have something...
Which is... So, but yes, like slam poet-esque, but when I go to these slams, I've also competed in slams.
Dissing?
What's that?
Like dissing the other person?
They're not. No, not battle rap. So there's a different. So which is interesting to even get on that. I mean, battle rap is a form of slam, but you're slamming on the other person.
And you're you're using beats and you're using rhyming.
No, but a lot of the newer rap battles, which I don't are mostly all acapella, and it's all that's a form. So I'm almost doing. I would say, because I have a rap and hip hop. Like, there's a lot of people that do spoken word, but it doesn't even rhyme.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm saying. That's the shit
like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So mine is still very bars heavy.
Right.
Which you don't always get in spoken word. So I'm still keeping that element. But instead of doing like a battle rap, I guess I am trying to, continue with the uplifting or the positive and. Was there something in your...
It looks like there's like mold in my shit.
Oh, damn.
What the fuck is that? I made a gin and tonic. There's like shit floating around in it.
Oh, no.
All right, I'm giving up on that.
Is that maybe from the...
I don't know.
The dishwasher or something?
No, I clean my... I'm like OCD with my dishes. I came up with like a shitty dishwasher in my house. So I would have to take a dish out, like inspect it under a light. Like I'm OCD now with my dishes. So I clean...
Oh, no, man.
Before I put it in the dishwasher and after. But that looks gross. It looks literally like mold, right?
Let me see. Oh, that right there?
There's like full of shit floating in it, bro. And there's two on the bottom.
Yeah, man. You may have to get a new.
It's like alive.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd.
I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wonder if that was in the ice tray. You don't have any yours.
No, I do not.
Whatever. People don't care about this. Why are you talking? I'm gonna make a new.
Wait, where were we again? I see you.
No, but really, where were we?
Yes. See, that's good. Why you call this? We were talking. Oh, okay. Then I was kind of just, in concluding. Yes, the form is definitely very, bar, spoken word, poetic related. But what the reason how I even got this now to a business is I first
that's cool. You started this shit.
Because I was a MC artist putting out YouTube videos. I still do, but just making music, but not making money off of it. I don't want to say pipe dream, but not finding my complete niche. Like, people knew I was nice, but I couldn't find a way yet to really monetize it. And especially, like, from the perspective of my mother, my parents, like, really taking that turn from just trying to be like a regular, I don't want to say regular rapper, but really putting it in a format that makes sense and actually getting checks from the Board of Ed. Who,
right.
You know what I mean? Making double, triple what I would make as a day subbing in way less hours.
And probably more than you'd ever make like at a show if you were like tagged onto a show or something.
Was that something that just fell?
I don't know. The cat's over there. Something moved, but I don't know.
So that's, even... I've been studying more so even a lot now just the entrepreneurial aspects of things. And, it's like everything is balanced. So you have to focus, on, my freestyles. I'm not quite the freestyle I once was because I became more of a writer and a poetic and really, conceptual writer. But I still like to, and it's everything. I made T-shirts and I moved just about all of them. You should have yours. I know I gave one to your brother.
Oh, yeah.
He said it was,
yeah.
Do you have it? Okay,
yeah, I got
cool. But yeah, moving, getting those off. So that's another form of
and then your art too, man.
Art
you got
as
your
well.
Drawings. You got these crazy, abstract, super conceptual, heavy concept.
Shandroffism.
You call it Shandroffism.
I call it Shandroffism. Which
you and your sister both are like super artists. Like your sister's a fucking phenomenal painter.
I mean, she's like she's she was teaching art classes at Arte Vino and doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, she's spectacular. I see all her posts and I'm like, oh my god, she's killing it. But your drawings are so interesting.
Mine are more abstract.
Super abstract, really cool to look at. You kind of see like your own shit. It's a little like Wassily Kandinsky.
It's very Wassily Kandinsky. And
Was that like like an inspiration.
Definitely, and funny story brings it kind of full circle with this. What we're talking about. There's a in your basement.
Yeah, the
brother
Kandinsky.
Way back.
Growing up,
I remember looking at all the faces. I remember it was
right the side
myself,
portraits.
your brother Blaze back in the day, very young, looking at that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I like, because you kind of take your own shit. You look at it and you see your own images. And every time you look, you could see something kind of different. It's like clouds. It's like looking at clouds, you know?
It is.
It's like you pick your own art out of it. And I like that.
They say if God's like we're made in God's image, so you could literally create, and you create these, and you look out in nature and you see these
faces
like,
and
you
things.
you see like nature is like insane. Like if you
man.
like, we just like take for granted like. That's just what it is, but it's like almost like when I'm drawing these things, I'm creating creatures. Like,
right,
it's insane,
right.
And I don't know, and everything is related.
Like
I'm working on a new piece called
art.
It is. It's insane.
Being an artist in general is very godlike. Like you're creating your own anything. Even a Bob Ross style landscape is like you creating your own land. You're like, all right, I'm gonna put a river here and let's put a tree. Like that's some godlike shit. It's like some Sims shit. It's like, it's crazy.
It's insane. You mentioning Bob Ross. My grandfather actually, this is a fact, true fact. My grandfather and Bob Ross used to write to each other.
What?
Now, my grandfather wasn't anywhere near proclaimed as a
right. I knew he was.
He did it as a hobby.
Right,
my grandfather was also a poet. And an artist. But
yeah, I know you had a song about him that's like.
Yeah, I have to. He has a poem which I'm actually currently after this. I have to turn it into a script.
That's
and I
right.
Also
into a script. Didn't you turn something into a song?
I
turn one of his poems into a song or something like that.
You
had a song about him.
I have it in. It actually never fully came out, which I probably will have to. Go back
you spit it for me, like I think, like raw,
maybe
like
so.
over some beats or something. Like that at some point.
Yes, I have so many pieces now. I'm like, which ones am I really gonna finish? Put a you know what I mean? Performance ready, things of that nature. So it's like,
and making videos. I know you have some videos out,
right? So, I do more so for the community, for nice entertainment.
Yeah, it's
but right now the business is doing it at the live show, and because it's not just a performance, but it's also becoming a facilitator, similar to how you do with an MC.
Right.
I do it into like a writing workshop.
Oh,
so. You know, there's nothing to it but to do it. You just got to jump into things.
And you're creating your own whole program that totally doesn't exist. Definitely connects with these kids on a level that no teacher in their school and no program that's offered really, even touches on.
Right.
Like you're doing something super like connected to these kids, like pop culture and shit that these kids are into.
Absolutely.
So it's
the
genius.
It's like speaking of Albert Einstein, he said. I don't want to butcher his quote, but he said it's like taking confusing, complex things and simplify and making it simple and understandable to the masses, but in a really and just it's not dumbing it down, but it's like when I'm working on some new. I did this piece called The Ecosystem, which isn't fully memorized, but I have it on my phone. Another social, like sometimes before I could even spell, I got to go and research these things. Yeah, because I got to know the information and then put some clever bars that ties within the concept. So that's why
which is tricky to do.
It is, but like that's my whole thing is like teaching while I'm still learning. Like that's one of my.
But we should all still be learning.
We all should be, and even if you're not a teacher, like anything you teach, and we should always be learning.
Right,
once
spread
you stop
knowledge and take in knowledge. Like
each one teach one.
Like
yeah,
man, it's one of those things that. Being at a school makes it really easy to get lazy,
absolutely,
and not care about like the quest for new information anymore.
Yeah, because it puts it in a closed where it's like you have to be there, and it's like the funny thing is, I'm to this day I'm not a great. Well, I'm a class. I'm still finishing a degree at Kane University while I'm doing all this. By the way,
wow, yeah,
which is like super. I have very mixed feelings. Like if I wasn't this close to being done, I probably would not even still be in school.
And the degree is in what?
Communication studies. Because I used to do radio for many years.
To have a degree is
never bad to fall back
smart, regardless.
And I've learned, in retrospect, I've learned a lot from it, actually. Like, I've done a lot over the years, and it definitely opened up doors for me.
Like you said, learning new shit every day. And this is a field that you are already a part of, which means it's only going to teach you better and newer things within,
absolutely
communicating in every way.
Absolutely.
I mean, not that you're in a communications program in college, like it's... there, a lot of what you're learning is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fucking.
It's it's the regurgitation. It's the regurgitation.
That's what school becomes, though. That's the problem with it.
Yeah.
Even if it's like your major and you picked it and you're all excited, it still becomes like, well, she's making me write this fucking paper, and I can't go out this weekend.
It becomes
can't do this, and it becomes a burden and a hassle. And then it's like, now you don't care, and you don't even really want to know these things. You're just like, you have to know them because this is still what you want to do. But like, I guess every day we all still learn shit, like on the level where you'll be talking. It'll be some simple shit where you'll be talking and be like, wait, how old is fucking David Duchovny? And then like somebody Googles how old David Duchovny is.
That's a whole nother aspect.
Right, like do you think that you're learning that shit though? Like when you hear David Duchovny's age because somebody Googled it, are you like, did that register?
I mean, if you care about David Duchovny, you're gonna
his age for whatever
you're gonna
reason.
retain that information. To me, I was reading a book called Think and Grow Rich, which I don't I read as much as I like, but that's a very good book.
Yeah, I have that book.
And like it talks about like applicable knowledge and knowledge that you could apply. And I feel like far too often we're just like it's good to have a lot of general knowledge because you never know when you'll need it, but at the same time, if somebody's telling you something, you really just don't care, because people we're still primal in a sense. It's like, okay, what am I going to do for the rest of my life, and the rest of this other information I can't necessarily apply it, right? You know what I mean? And it's
I don't know. I weirdly, I mean,
I think it's amazing.
Trivia, so I'm into like,
but at the same time, you should know. You should know exactly. Even within rapping, it helps to know a lot. So I don't want to contradict. Like, the more you know, the better it is. But more so, like, I guess what I'm talking about is like the jack of all trades and the master of none. Sometimes you want to have not backup plans, but you have to find that goes into speaking about like the laser vision. If you really want to, depending on what you want to do. I mean, life success, it's all perception. Like, you could be completely fine working a 9 to 5, but if you're happy, if you got to, you know what I mean? Depends what you want to do. But if you want to go potentially a more entrepreneurial route, no matter if you get a degree or not, that's not necessarily going to,
of course,
like demand success.
But like we said, like a fallback on plan. Like as an entrepreneur myself,
and to fund it, you need to invest. Right, invest.
You need money.
Absolutely,
you need money.
Don't get me wrong. I still sub as a sub. Like I still do that.
Yeah,
I have multiple different. So
and any book that talks about money will tell you how important it is to have multiple incomes from different sources.
Absolutely.
And totally different styles, too, because like we were talking about before, like, you don't want to get boring and bored with your own shit.
You don't want to only do one thing. You want to...
And even within that one thing, you wanted, like you were saying, how, like, you know, you got to keep on doing different shit for yourself.
Reinventing. You have to keep reinventing yourself.
Right.
In a sense.
And especially when you're a performer like you are. Right. Like, it's different if you're in the back end of things and you're not in the public eye.
Yeah.
And you're not, like, on stage or talking to hundreds of people at once. But when you're that person.
When you are, you
need to keep switching up, especially if you want these schools to bring you back again.
Absolutely.
You got to come in there with some different shit now next year.
Absolutely.
If you want these school systems to be like, oh, well, that was awesome and we'd love to have you back. They're not going to have you back doing the same shit.
Exactly.
Until all those kids are out of school 4 years later or whatever. 3 years later.
That's so true. The beautiful thing about being in education is kids, there's new grades.
It's always changing.
It's always changing.
And then they get older, and you're probably doing it for one age group, right?
I mean, I vary. I do from middle school to high school, but I've even done younger than that. It's just now what I'm learning is the different population that I'm in. Certain, things. Part of being is kind of testing that boundary of what can be said. But I always again try to find that middle balance where I'm not stepping on any toe or being too. You know what I mean? Like it's interesting.
Yeah, when you're talking to kids, first of all, you got to be super careful.
Super. I mean, there's so many.
Oh my God! Especially in this world now, like you got to be careful.
So much political correctness.
Saying like he or she,
even that.
Like to that level,
even
like
that.
To that extent.
And to me, I'm like old school in that sense. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I care about people. I don't want people to be. There's serious things that happen within that.
Oh, of
people
course.
getting,
Of course, I'm not.
But at the same time, I'm not overly like the first time I heard those I'm like, what? I'm like, bring that back.
Still is saying
I'm still like adjusting to.
I don't think anybody truly. I mean, we're understanding it and we're learning it. What's really funny and kind of crazy is if you think about in the future when we're like old as shit.
Yeah.
We're gonna be those like racist old people. Our grandkids are gonna be like. Grandpa, it's they. Grandpa, it's they. What? You're so racist. Oh my God, I'm sorry. My grandpa's racist.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
Crazy. You're so right.
Because you just talk like you talked when you were a kid, and then the times change. And you know, like I listen to some of the things that my grandmother would say, my grandfather would say. I'd be like, whoa,
yo. I mean, if I want to be, I'm being fully transparent. I mean, even my father. I mean, my father is not by any means, but it's just
my mom too.
I'm like, whoa,
I'm like,
what? I gotta check, and I don't know, and we are. I mean, but I think that's part of growing and keeping your ear. It's through your experiences. You know what I mean? It's like I'm witnessing these communities, and granted, sometimes you get an inside look, and maybe you agree, but it's about still like wanting the greater good and not, you know what I mean? Like,
and it's also a lot of cultural norms at the time when you're coming up. Right. That's what's changing, and now it's changing so rapidly. You know, really in the last.
It's just accelerating. Yeah,
it's crazy. So you gotta be so careful, I'm sure, in front of these kids, and mind your P's and Q's.
Mind your P's and Q's, and there's through the writing process now. When I'm writing things, I'm thinking about where it's going to be performed. So I rarely ever curse anymore. Yeah,
you're Will Smith in it out here.
I mean, it depends the piece. Like lyrical dissection, which is like one of my heavy hitters. I don't do that in schools. You know, like last night I just did a show in Union, and even switching things like. You have pieces that you just know that they work and they just hit every time, so you still do those and people still love it, but for self it's like I want to start doing something.
It's like stand-up comedy, you know, like once your stuff is out there, you need to create something new. People don't want to hear the same shit. Nobody's going to come see you anymore. Right. Like you won't book these schools if you don't go in with some new material.
But going back to the, I guess, political correctness climate, more so working with the education. There was a bar that I had in my respect piece, which I wrote as a very trying to just tippy toe on the balance line of not offend. But there's one line I said: "There's a big problem with respect in this country, which is why some choose to take a knee." Ooh. It's cause and effect. The lack of respect, her masses to neglect, but realize that we all got feelings who our goal like a goalie's to protect. So think twice before you go to raise a hand at your neighbor's neck. But that one line, bringing it back, and usually I say within more force and things. But I just say there's a big problem with respect. There's a couple lines before it, and that's it. So I'm saying there's a big problem with respect in this country, which is why some choose to take a knee. Right. So I'm not saying whether I agree or disagree. I'm just letting it be known that there's a problem with respect, and I did it in, I'm not going to say the school's name, but more of a suburban, white area, and that was like that ruffled feathers, and I was like, I didn't really, you know what I mean? I didn't say anything. I just brought attention that it's
did you start breaking down any of the specifics of it?
It wasn't a real issue. Okay. I
felt weird.
It felt weird.
You felt the weirdness in the room?
I felt the weirdness.
No one came to you and said like, we really didn't like that line, right?
What was the exact? There's another piece with social media where I tell about these three. It's internet accountability, social media 101, and I'm like, and I tell 3 stories. I got to get this one memorized because I've been doing it off the phone. It's a strong piece. I tell 3 stories about one girl. She gets into something on Snapchat, and she sends new pictures to a dude, and he screenshots it and he sends it to the host. And now and there's bars.
You don't say this to the school.
Yeah, you want me to
rap these to the school?
You want to hear this piece?
Yeah,
you want me to read it?
Wait, you rap this to the school?
Yes.
It's about girls taking nude pictures?
But I say it in a way. I'm gonna let you be the judge of this.
You're trying to decide whether or not it's
I've been doing it. I edit it.
What age do you
teachers
do it
are very helpful and guidance counselors. They say maybe just cut back. I just switched one word from damn to man.
Maybe stop saying the F word so much.
Nah, I never.
We think you're doing a great job, but stop swearing at the children.
That's funny.
When you took your dick out, it was really inappropriate.
That's hilarious, man. Nah, I get. Although there's some crazy stories nowadays, but even caring too much sometimes. I remember I gave a kid a business card one time because he rapped and stuff, and and I also in Asbury Park, but I'm also Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday nights. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm the program coordinator for this program called the Hip Hop Institute in Asbury Park at the Boys and Girls Club, and it's funded by Lake House Recording Studios. These kids, we actually had them open up for Wyclef Jean, at the end of the summer.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy. I got to freestyle in front of Wyclef.
That's
live
crazy.
In front of Wyclef. That was pretty
did he say
insane.
something to you?
He was feeling it.
Yeah.
I don't get nervous too often, but he's a legend. You know what I mean?
He's a legend.
Yeah, he's a legend. And I went
He bridged the gap for like reggae and hip hop for a time.
The things he's done. He told me.
He told me. Get any better.
I mean, the fact he ran for president in Haiti.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
He got shot in the hand during that whole thing. He told me he's a real just cool guy too.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if you follow him on Instagram. He's still crowd surfing. He has like credits on like that Rihanna and DJ Khaled song. Wild Thoughts with Santana. Like he knew if you look back, like Wyclef knows Santana. Like he's the one that kind of he has credits.
Oh yeah. On Maria.
Yeah.
No, Maria.
Maria. Right. And then he's
Wyclef.
But yeah, he's telling me some wild stories back in the day. I'm gonna say it real quick, and then I want to move on to this. He was just telling me a funny story that back in the days between the Fugees and Wu-Tang, which, by the way, Wu-Tang, Old Dirty Bastard passed away on the morning of my bar mitzvah.
Oh, shit.
And there's a whole story with the bloody bar mitzvah. I think you know.
Oh, yeah, that's the bloody bar mitzvah story.
I don't want to get where were we again.
Well, we're like, I think we're 3 stories deep.
We're 3 stories deep that I have to come back to.
It's like Inception. We're gonna wake up on the plane.
Yeah, there's like 3 different stories just rotating. I could get.
We'll get to them.
Yeah.
It's the whole point of this shit.
We were talking about Wyclef. ODB died on the morning of my bar mitzvah, which is the whole crazy other thing. We won't do the bloody bar mitzvah. Maybe another time.
Yeah,
we'll see.
It's pretty quick.
It's long story short. No, I'm gonna get off. Well, I ended up. No, you can't. That's a story.
It's a good story. Save it.
I'll save it. I have to save it because you have to really tell it in
next time you come on bloody bar mitzvah.
And I'm gonna save the Wyclef story too.
Sounds
because
like
that's
a
not
horror movie.
It is. I want to
bloody bar mitzvah.
The bloody bar mitzvah. Like I want to recreate that into 20 years from now. Like I'd like to eventually be like incorporating what I'm doing now. It's like some Curb Your Enthusiasm type like shows. Yeah,
I remember talking about you.
I've always kind of wanted to do that because I still feel that elements. But right now I'm finding my pocket.
Would you consider Larry David like one of your biggest influences?
I respect him a lot and what he does. Like he's just a brilliant writer, and I love the sense of humor. To this day, even though like I'm now doing like the whole, the poetics, the MCing, the rap, the education, teaching, that whole thing. But like I love comedy. Like comedy even in the class, like I'm always using comedy.
It's the most powerful tool.
It's such a tool. I
think that people without comedy, like I think that things get stale and things like if you're not a little funny, if you're not a little as an MC,
exactly.
If you're not sharp and on your feet and like making things light and making people laugh. Yeah, like a lot of people are just waiting around at shows. They've been there for hours. They're tired.
Keep people light. I've been to shows where there's like not even a host or like a drop. It's like, there's just no personality to the time. You know what I mean? I also host I also host the open mic, which I should bring it up because it's
we get into tags like
we'll do, but you'll have to come out to that as well. But I host events as well too, where I put other artists on and I host during that, and I even sip a little bit. I get some wine and
it's killing that.
You have to come. It's there. I do shows. I do a lot of shows. I just like.
You like being on stage, man.
I like being on stage.
You're a performer.
I'm a performer, but
hardcore.
But those ones creating the element, just how like you created the element in this room right now with the aesthetic and the lights and just the vibes and stuff.
Thank you, sir.
We do it at a smoke shop, and it's like almost like an East meets West.
Oh yeah. It's like that place.
Yeah, so it's just funky, man.
That's cool.
We have some like it's a good time, man.
That's cool.
It's kids all over.
That sounds fun.
All right, this social media piece.
Yeah, get into that.
All right,
hear what this is about.
Take a little sip real quick. Let's see.
And then I want to play some music. Like I want to get some jams going.
Yeah, absolutely. I had to rewrite a bunch of these lyrics because I went to Costa Rica about 2 months ago, and my LCD screen cracked while I was ATVing. Which is
damn.
It's like good and bad. Like
was it worth it?
No, because I lost so many writings. It was
but the screen was just cracked. You couldn't take the information off the phone.
So no, I tried doing everything.
Did you take it to a place?
I took it to a place. What it came down to is I couldn't access anything on the screen.
Why?
Because it was all glitched. The entire.
There's no way to do it back end when you plug it in and it just like.
So I retrieved almost everything except the Writer app at the time. Not Writer app. Samsung Notes. It was Samsung Notes.
Which is where all your shit was.
Yeah.
You should write in your email so that it's there forever.
Now, since I've been back. But this is I learned the lesson the hard way.
Yep.
All right. So this social media piece you like to hear because all right.
Break it down.
We'll break it down. All right. All right. I said, let's talk a little bit about the internet and taking accountability. Think to yourself before you post, is this something I would share with my peers within my vicinity? It ain't all a joke. Some companies and employers may take what you say literally. I've seen people lose their jobs off posts consequences affect critically. Like Big Pun Song where the middleman who didn't do diddly got left for dead in the middle of Little Italy. Don't get me wrong. The internet when used right could be our best friend, but also our biggest enemy. Is social media making us more social or anti-social? Somebody's please riddle me. Okay, let me tell you a story about a girl who was talking to a guy sending promiscuous pictures on Snapchat. She sent a nude to the dude, he screenshotted it like, oh yeah, let me have that. Huge mistake which she can't have back, fatal accident which ain't insured by Aflac. He then sent the picture to his friend, so now in school she's getting laughed at. Talk of town, body parts being dissected like a lab rat, getting roasted in the halls like some lobsters at Joe's Crab Shack. Her whole reputation and self-esteem is being attacked and jabbed at. Wish she could disappear and hide away in a knapsack. She's fallen and can't get up like an old man with a bad back. Think before you post. Time goes forwards, not backwards. Think before you speak because you can't take backwards. End of the story with the girl is that she ended her life. To those laughing at her, I know that hurts. Cause of death, she couldn't take it anymore. Self-esteem ruined by bullies. Now that beautiful girl who was once somebody's child is extinct like the mammoth, Woolies. Here's another story about a kid who was selling drugs on Instagram thinking he's the man. Posting the pictures of weed, coke, and pills, not giving a damn. He don't mess with cops, yet every move he makes could be shown by Uncle Sam. Post a picture of a gun. Underneath the caption reads, snitches get stitches. Ironic, he's snitching on himself. Man. This may sound funny, but it's real. It's not a parody. Young kid lacking that moment of clarity. If you're wondering now, where is he? He's sitting in jail. 7 years with $170,000 for bail. Likes don't equal common sense. I wish that man farewell. Last but not least, let's talk about this thing called catfish. This internet madness caused by sadness spreading across the atlas. People using fake profile pictures, reaching out to people pretending to be somebody they're not. Victim takes the bait. That's where we thicken the plot. It's like, imagine going out to eat at a nice fancy restaurant, but the menu is pretend to. You know the feel. All excited, ordering a gourmet meal. Let's say filet mignon and lobster. But when the food comes, it's an imposter. You look down at your plate and you're given a microwave hot pocket. Your eyes nearly pop out through your eye socket. The foolery is toxic. This ain't a game of bop it. The trick is real. We need to stop it. Plus, pretending to be somebody you're really not is bad for your self-esteem. Unless it's Halloween, you're playing yourself like a DJ Khaled meme. The keys is to be confident and comfortable in your own skin. That's the ingredients to win. The internet's a blessing, but we must limit our sins. Plus, if you tell a lie once, then you're going to have to keep telling that lie forever. Thinking you clever, but you can't conceal the truth like you can't predict the weather. I'm telling you, just be honest and do the right thing. I guarantee the outcome going to be better. Yes, sir.
Damn. Dude.
That's that one.
That was fly.
Thank you, man.
That was dope. See, like,
thank you.
That you can't do that with a beat. That's
right.
That's not for.
There's too much
instrument. There. Yeah, that needs to be listened to and heard, and every word has meaning. And I like that, man. I like that.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Yeah, there's a lot there to kind of decode and.
Yeah, man. You know, the promiscuous pictures part wasn't even.
So it's the context, and that's what also goes into. It's the context of what you're saying, you know, like it's trying to hit these things head on, like they occur. Like somebody's going to be telling, like the birds and the bees.
It turns into like a suicide story, which is like super dark. I wouldn't bring that to anybody under high school. Like I don't even think a middle school would be able to handle that. Like honestly, I think the other and even catfish, like they don't know about that. And selling drugs, like that's high school talk. That's high school. That's level shit. Level. Yeah.
I guess you're right.
You know, like I don't think that anybody
like middle school is too young.
Too young still, man. 12.
Yeah.
That's like 12 to 14, man. That's not the right age for that.
Yeah, I mean, but you forget, people started experimenting. Those were the years people were experimenting.
You're right. And they are on their phones, and they do need to learn about this, and they are sending... I mean, I remember when I was in middle
everybody's
school.
on school.
When I was in 8th grade, there were naked pictures of a girl that went around.
Those are the years...
She took it okay. But, like...
Those are the years...
For her whole life, she had a nickname.
Right.
And, like, if she wasn't as strong a person... That could have ended really badly.
Right.
Really, really badly. And who's to blame? Every single person. So that there's definitely some, every single person who said something to her and like made a comment to her, like people were rude, man. People were mean.
Well, people, it's in it, like people,
it's insane. Like it's just like
kids at that age. I know, but
that's what I'm saying. It's that age.
That age, it's tricky. Well, that's what I'm learning.
And that's why even bringing this stuff to light is almost a dangerous thing.
It is. It's like, dangerous.
They don't know about it, and then they know about it, and they know it's bad, but from your rap, but they know it from you from a rap. They don't know it from anything else. And then, what if like now they're like, wait, promiscuous pictures through Snapchat? That's a great idea. Not that they're not already on that shit, but there might be some person that's not, and now you're giving them ideas about.
But look at how that story ended, though. But each one, that's why they're so dark. Is because they're so dark because what I'm doing is I'm being extra. It's not like I'm not beating your child. I'm scared. I'm giving.
It's like Scared Straight.
It's like Scared Straight.
Which was a program that they used to. Yeah. But I don't. But that's the thing. I feel like in this day and age, like they're babying and coddling kids so much, and
against that.
In a way, it does. Just because everybody's all like,
but you know
what? My baby, don't say those words.
And that's why I find the inner city is why. That's why I enjoy doing more urban areas
more
because
not in Manalapan, New Jersey. If you're in Manalapan, New Jersey, that's an issue. I think in middle school, like I wouldn't fly at MEMS. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Which, by the way, I graduated from MEMS. I've yet to do a show there. Eventually, I will.
Yeah, you got to get back to your home roots,
absolutely, man. It's gonna happen.
You gotta go home.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to have them reach out to me. In due time.
Yeah. I mean, how are you promoting your shit? Are you like getting the word out about your program?
I've been doing everything myself, man. Just word of mouth. I did that for a bit. Libraries. I was calling.
Really?
I did
performing at libraries?
Yeah, I did quite. So I turned into like a workshop.
Getting paid by the library?
Yeah.
Where's the library getting the fucking money?
From the state, or sometimes it's a private sector
for these programs.
For programs.
It's like Parks and Rec department programming.
Things of that nature. Sometimes,
okay.
Yeah. Wow. They have a whole budget. I mean, that was the thing too, is finding this niche. Like my first paid thing was at a museum, the Newark Museum.
Wow.
I did this piece called Unity, that's about it's an MLK tribute. That one is clean. That's a powerful
or a Queen
piece.
Latifah tribute.
U-N-I-T-Y.
U-N-I-T-Y. Yes, Unity. That's my jam, bro.
Yeah, I love that
beat.
She's from Jersey. Yeah, oh my god. That's a classic. She's from Jersey. So maybe
she's from Newark, right?
Over that? No, Newark. Yeah, I believe so. I know North, maybe like Orange, maybe like the East.
Oh yeah, like right there though.
Yeah.
That's like next door.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
right in that area.
The queen.
Yeah, Queen.
Did you watch that Hip Hop Evolution on Netflix?
Hip Hop Evolution. I don't know if I've seen different documentaries.
You're special. Yeah. But no, it's so well done and everybody's in it. There's 4 episodes apiece, 2 seasons, and episode 1 starts
Where can I find it?
Cool Herc's on there and Grandmaster Flash and everybody.
Met Cool Herc.
I know you're.
So I was a Zulu.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say. Yeah.
I don't want to say I'm a former. I'm not a participating. I'm not an active member, but I mean, I still have my.
So tell them what Zulu is all about.
Zulu, which was it was the Zulu. I mean, when you really break what the Zulu warriors, but I mean more so the Universal Zulu Nation. It was later on called the Universal Zulu Nation because it hip hop started in the South Bronx, and it was the early days Bronx. Of South Bronx with DJ Kool Herc and Africa Bambaataa and the whole thing and the culture, and it popped off, but it ended up becoming worldwide, and there's different chapters all over the globe. I mean, it started in the Bronx, New York, but
so what does Zulus do exactly? What is like the organization itself?
The entire Zulu Nation is not what it used to be since the whole thing with Bam. I don't know if you know what took place with him. It's No?
I don't really know the details.
My God.
The de-evolution of the Zulu Nation or some shit?
Bam had a personal... He's like, nobody really... He's Africa Bambaataa. Yeah. He did Planet Rock and all that stuff. I mean, an ex who I used to date, we're on good terms. You know what I mean? So I could say that, she introduced me to that. Her father was the chapter leader of the New Jersey chapter, and they was partnered with people in Scandinavia. Mm-hmm. And they have the 41st anniversary every year. And it was in SOBs. We had it quite a few years. Ice-T was there. Like, people would come, like Tribe Called Quest used to shout out the Zulu Nation.
Right.
They were, if you look, remember the movie The Warriors also?
Oh, of course. course.
They were actually the people that united. That was based upon the Zulu Nation was the one. Remember the people who united them all?
Yes.
Those were supposed to be based off.
Can you dig it?
The people who. So they were. What I'm talking about with the 5 elements, and which I kind of owe it to. It's like remnants of the universal Zulu Nation and that knowledge. It's not a religion, but it's a. It's supposed to be wise people through hip hop being a culture and a teaching tool. And, the 5 elements being, emceeing, DJing, b-boying or b-girling. You know what I mean? You have art, graffiti, and then the last, knowledge itself. But there was more than that. And there was all these different code of ethics and all these different ways, but people would break them a lot. But anyway, that was... it was like the 41st. They were like the grassroots of hip hop culture. Like it was the music, but they really set the true.
Right.
We talk
like
about
created the kind of like
the culture,
structure
the fabric
of like the hip hop culture.
Yeah, they were like the kind of they're credited, a lot of them, for being the first ones to really. South Bronx and innovators and
totally.
teachers. But what happened with Bam, I don't really want to touch upon it too much, but there's an ongoing case where he's like a child molester.
What?
And like it was really like it messed everything up because
I did not know that.
He was seen as almost like the face of it and like one of the originators. Right. And like for this to happen,
so they distanced himself from him.
They distanced from him, and he's not in it anymore. And like since there's been like kind of like a lack of leadership, to my understanding. I mean, when I was in it, I was also very involved with the person, but I would still show up to event. I mean, I was still an active member. I mean, with what the work I'm doing now is still, shout out to Zulu Nation, man. You know what I mean? I'm doing their work.
Right.
With
totally. This program is hardcore
and
Zulu,
I learned it from that.
Zulu education.
But I also know that I'm a my appearance is
you're an active
Caucasian.
member. You shouldn't say you're not.
I am an active.
You maybe
member.
Don't go to the meetings and the anniversaries.
They'll call it meeting of the minds.
Meetings of the minds.
Yeah, because they're not as active to my knowledge anymore. But yeah, I'm still in general. Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm following out the work at years later.
You're like starting your own chapter.
Right.
The Myster-E chapter.
Yeah, and
That's super dope.
Oh, thank you, man.
Yeah, man. So speaking of hip hop, I want to play some of your music right now.
Okay.
So let's
for sure.
Let's shoot it over to like what you tell me what you want to play. We'll rock it out.
Let's see. I mean, most recently I just dropped a track. We shot a video for it.
Yeah,
it's pretty recent.
I
did a feature.
Video.
Shouts to Benny Renee. She's this artist from Orlando, and she came out here. She sent me a beat. It was a really dope collaboration, which was kind of last minute, but it turned out really dope. She shot the video. Shouts to 8 Sharp down in Newark. We recorded it, shot the video all in one day. It was funny. We didn't have a tripod. We put like paint can, like we found like mad those like paint cans.
Stacked them up.
Yeah, we stacked them up, and we did that so G, and it came out
resourceful, man.
Yeah,
look, I got my mic sitting on top of a fucking cup.
That's how you do it, man.
I don't have a mic stand, but I want it to be right here. I poke a hole in a cup, work. Feed the cable,
and that's what hip hop comes from. You know what I mean? Being resourceful, and that
MacGyver type shit.
You know what I mean? And making it work, and that's all about.
So what's the song?
So it's called this track right here. This is called October, and yeah, this is myself, yours truly, Myster-E, featuring Benny Renee. Shouts to the producer, Cisco the producer. Yeah, enjoy it. Let's get it.
It's been a hot summer, which means a cold winter. We all feel pain on the inner, injected like a splinter. Life is known to be a heavy hitter, but how you deal with that pain separates the loser from the winner. We all take L's, even Master was once a beginner. So lace up your kicks and zip up your zipper. The flow is freezing, I'm in my winter state. Uplift the world, gotta innovate. Life is rough, you miss the bus if you's a minute late. People say they love you with a hint of hate. The yin and yang, yes, they integrate. Life flies fast like on the interstate. So I grind all day from 10 to 8. Plenty population with pen. Yes, I penetrate. Is it free will or is it fate? At any rate, bless the food up on our dinner plate. Meditate to reach our integrate. Elevate, educate, and let the rest debate. Stronger through the struggle. That's why we lift the weights, still training. While teaching ninjas in my splinter state. Stronger through the struggle. That's why we lift the weight, still training. While teaching ninjas in my splinter state.
Look, speak now while the world's at your fingertips. Never underestimate yourself, show your wealth. Are you digging it? Open my soul so you can dig in it. Never caught playing a role, we can be real again. And it's evident, mumbling rap is no comparison. Running your gap just to be relevant. Always trying to play defense. Whatever's fly is what you feeding in. Even if it's opposite of medicine. I'm speaking truth and it's evidence. Speaking with the Lord, with the faith, there is evidence. Always trying to grow through the rain. Now there's green leaves springing it. New gold. Make you redefine the vision and living that you was sold. Make you redefine beauty, be true to your fucking soul. Now listen to my mind unfold. So here we go, So here we go, listen to my mind unfold. So here we go, So here we go, listen to my mind unfold.
That song that was pretty short. I guess I got a new one, Dreaming, which isn't available yet. I'm still waiting for the mix down. I could go into the archives catalog. You know, I've some.
We could play as much as you want. You know, like.
Okay, and you're just gonna play them.
We'll just drop them in.
We'll just drop them in.
You don't have to play right now. So you just give me the drop.
Okay. Have you ever heard? You ever hear Why Do I Write? You heard that joint?
What's it called?
Why Do I Write? You ever heard that?
Oh yes.
Okay, you heard The Man's Best Friend?
Well, let's play. Well, it's not this one for me. Let's play it for them. So
okay,
what do you want? What do you want the people to hear to represent you out here? That's what it comes down to.
Get into Why Do I Write? Maybe I shouldn't have played that first. That was a feature, but it's cool.
Well, that
was most recent.
That's your most recent song.
Yeah, I'll get into.
You got a video out, right?
Yeah,
that's made for that.
Correct.
So it's like people could find that on.
They could find that on
YouTube.
So I guess I'll announce it on my. I'll announce my YouTube.
What's your YouTube account?
Eric Shandroff is just mine. I gotta eventually switch it to.
You have to switch it up.
I know.
That's not hard.
I know, but there's there's another Myster-E.
There is.
There is.
Of course, there is.
Yeah.
Myster-E or something.
Well, now
Myster-E, for the page.
The Myster-E Edu-tainment. That's what I should do.
That's
just switch it. But as an artist, there's other. They're not doing exactly what I'm doing, but they spell it even similarly, so it pops up.
It's a great. It's if you have a name that starts with an E,
right?
It's pretty easy to land on. I'm not saying that it's not creative.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that the fact that if you think that nobody else out there thought of that, you're out of your mind.
Yeah, no, I know, absolutely. It's not impossible to. Yeah.
No, there's definitely a lot of other Myster-Es out there, just not rapping, just existing,
doing different things. Yeah.
You Google Myster-E, going through pages for a while.
Right.
It's all good.
The way when I do
Nas is one of the most popular Islamic names you can ever have.
I meet so many. Yeah,
so that's
a lot of
and he's just Nas. So it's all good.
You just got.
How many bigs are in the game? How many Lils are in the game?
You got to stand out, and that's then you run the whole thing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's it.
You just buy it out.
All right. So what do you want to play next?
All right, we could play. You check out The Man's Best Friend. You saw the one I did with the dogs.
Oh yeah, with the dogs. That shit is hot. All right, let's do that.
You want to check that one out?
Yeah.
All right. So this next track right here, this is called Man's Best Friend. Shouts to the Monmouth County SPCA. Actually, they threw this up on their website.
Oh yeah.
I did it at the end of the video. You can check me out on YouTube, which is Eric Shandroff. Currently,
spell it for him.
It's ERIC space SHANDROFF. Again, that's ERIC SHANDROFF. Once you go to the channel, you see all my videos pop up under Myster-E. That's just, that's the channel name. But yes, the Monmouth County SPCA, it was like a little commercial at the end kind of thing.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so it was cool. Awesome. So I shot some of the video there, and shout also to the in Monroe. What's the Thompson Park dog park?
You shot
over there
too?
Yeah, shot over there too.
That's good.
So this track, this right here, this is called Man's Best Friend. This is for all the dog lovers out there.
We have a long relationship with the wolf and the dog, and it's often said the dog is man's best friend, but you can turn that around. Dogs will never become extinct.
God's the human God's the dog. You can't see the cycle cause you living in the fog. God's the human God's the dog. God's the human God's the dog. You can't see the cycle cause you living in the fog. God's the human God's the dog. You can't see the cycle cause you living in the fog. God's the human God's the dog. You can't see the cycle cause you living in the fog. God's the human God's the dog. You can't see the cycle cause you living in the fog. Don't pretend you don't know the saying. What's that? That dog is man's best friend. They with you to the end. A true companion that can help the hard men. Number one pet, go ahead and fetch. Try to break into my house, give yourself a free death threat. See from the start, the size of the heart within the bar. If this was Game of Thrones, hey yo, I'm so House Stark. Now don't you find it somewhat ironic?
What's that?
That dog spelled backwards, it reads God.
Okay.
I don't see this to be coincidence or mirage. Man to dog equals master. God to man equals master.
Facts.
Life is a book without these bonds makes for less meaningful chapters.
Word.
Loyalty unbreakable, the bond is unshakable. Some people love dogs more than man, but that topic is debatable. God's the human God's the dog. You can't see the cycle cause you living in the fog. God's the human God's the dog. You can't see the cycle cause you living in the fog. God's the human God's the dog. You can't see the cycle cause you living in the fog. God's the human God's the dog. You can't see the cycle cause you living in the fog. Also known as the canine, quality companionship to experience grades K to 9. Relationship between one another, one of a kind, hard to find. Domestication, DNA design. Lead the way, and they help you on the hunt. If life's a bitch, it's extra hard for the litter of the runt. G-O-D, bring it back, that's D-O-G. I shall have a furry friend till I D-I-E. I said G-O-D, bring it back, that's D-O-G. I shall have a furry friend till I D-I-E. They both there for you when you're home alone. Down and out on your throne. Unconditional love when you return after you roam. Knick-knack, patty-whack, give the dog a bone. Let a dog roam and it'll find its way home. Depending how you raise it will determine how it's grown. My teeth is shown. God's the human God's the dog. You can't see the cycle cause you living in the fog. God's the human God's the dog. You can't see the cycle cause you living in the fog. God's the human God's the dog. You can't see the cycle cause you living in the fog. God's the human God's the dog. You can't see the cycle cause you living in the fog. God guides the human guides the dog. You can't see the cycle cause you living in the fog. That's, you know, some of y'all will get it, some of y'all won't. But, you know, I got 2 dogs at home. That's what's kind of inspired it. And, right. It's a deeper meaning there. But moving along, we're going to get into the next joint right here. This is for all the writers out there. This next track is called Why Do I Write? Originally written as just a poem, but then, you know, applied to a beat. And, you know, it's just kind of delving into that question. Why is it I write? And, why do I write? Let's get into it.
Dope. Enjoy.
Why do I write? Do I write to right my wrongs? Elevate me to a king, to move different from these pawns. Write an S with 2 slashes, to entertain you through these songs. Or do I write because it's all I have left? Do I write to leave a legacy, proceed after death? Do I write because I want to? Do I write because I have to? Do I write because I'm going nuts, like some cashews? Do I write to enlighten and ignite my insight? Or do I write to inform and bring the news? Do I write only if I'm in the mood? Do I write cause I'm hungry for the right price? I will write for food. Why do I write? You see, why is a crooked letter? The older days they would write with the tip of the feather. Even before then they was clever with this writing endeavor. Whatever the weather, if the rain comes the dirt becomes mud, so we could write better. With the Egyptians using hieroglyphics, brave in the caves holding the light to write in it. Stories told, it was vivid, it was written. Do I write for my life so I could tell you that I lived it? Do I write to leave a mark and imprint it in a special place and time? Do I write just for squiggly lines which intertwines and rhymes, communicating with no noise like moms that'll blow your mind at the same time? Do I write to vent or a specific topic? Do I write envision a Pacific beach by the tropics? Fiction or faction, fairy tale, murder, mystery, action, autobiographic, comics or a classic, limerick or haiku, rap, rhythm, poetry, this is what I drive to. My story must be told, writer's block, I despise you. Writer, bring me Brazilian beauty, maybe 5 to distract me from this world and how we being lied to. Paper and the pen, you are my boo, my boo. Distract me from this world and how we being lied to. Paper and the pen, you are my boo, my boo. Why do I write? This world ain't right. I did what's right and got left. It's all I have left. The right to right my wrongs. It's what I write in the songs. I write so I could tell my history. If I don't write, then my story of Myster-E will be a mystery. So I write to write the history. So I write to write the history. Why do I write? Hey, 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 why do I write? Why do I write? Why do I write? Hey.
So that last track you just heard was Why Do I Write? This next one we gonna keep it moving. We gonna get straight into it.
Keep it
we
rocking.
Just gonna keep it rolling.
It's a music episode right here. I love being able to play music. 3rd in a row, by the way. So this podcast is slowly becoming a hip hop. Hip hop breakdown over here, but I'm gonna keep it fresh and we'll keep switching it up.
You have to come out to some of the shows I hope and get completely different elements of
and maybe just interview live on spot.
That's a whole. That sounds.
I'm into.
Yeah,
we're gonna talk about this.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
All right, cool.
Okay, so this next track right here is called Value of $1. This goes out to all the hardworking people out there who doing what they got to do to make a living in this world. Just kind of talking about the value of $1. Let's get it, baby.
What's your world? What do you do?
I work at a law firm on Wall Street. Where'd you say you was from?
The Hamptons.
Oh, okay.
I know. Yeah, I'm kind of like a big deal.
Yeah, it all revolves around the almighty dollar. I'm getting money different ways like Heisenberg. Elevate your mind, it'll take you high as a bird. You know, actions speak louder than words. You can't complete a sentence with just nouns. You need verbs. These are known facts we was taught in elementary. What you say you gon' do, you gon' have to walk that talk eventually. Some of these lies these days get hard to believe what's it. But this ain't nothing new. It's been going on for centuries. God, please send some sense to me. Better yet, maybe send some dollars. Whether it's holla or it's challah, I'm waiting for my bread to leaven like some matzah. Get the money, man, I got to. Words of lava flowing from the poetic one who speaks it proper. It's all about the value of $1. Those who work for it, they adore it. Feels good when you spend it or you store it.
Money rules the world, the dollar helps you explore it.
The more you make, yeah, the more you gon' want more of it.
It's addictive, really. Can't stop till we stack it past the billy.
Invest in stock, bonds, and realty. Having it stacking higher than some stilt speed. Roll it in like a wheel beat until we filthy.
Say if it don't make money, then it don't make sense. The quote is so dense.
Rapper for free, don't help you pay the rent. Time is money, and as it's spent, we look past like where the hell it went. I'm just giving you my 2 cents from the dollar. In this case, we got 98. Now, I ain't talking degrees, but having degrees can boost your earner rate. Your earner rate determine the food up on your plate, along with the choice of who you get to date and mate. However, the cookie crumbles determines if life is crummy or great. If you're sleeping on crates and have beautiful women feeding you grapes, yeah. And God we trust over dollars we lust. You know the acronyms we dream, so get the dollars we must. I said it. God we trust over dollars we lust. You know the acronyms we dream, so get the dollars we must. God we trust over dollars we lust. You know the acronyms we dream, so get the dollars we must. You got a $1 bill, get your plans up. You got a $20 bill, put your hands up. You got a $100 bill, better stand up. Your bank account on the rise, get them grands up. You got a $1 bill, get your plans up. You got a $20 bill, put your hands up. You got a $100 bill, better stand up. Your bank account on the rise, get them grands up. Get them grants up. Yes. That last track you just heard was Value of $1. We gonna keep it moving straight through to the end. This next track right here, though, this one, Progression, which I did quite a few years ago, but if I have to say like one piece that really helps move the people as like a positive, inspirational type of piece, it's this one, because it's just, I talk about the struggles and the pains and the battle, but persistency is like the most important skill. Like, you know, hard work beats talent, and just continuing to move forward. And like even the time, like the first verse, you know, it starts, success takes patience. Like it was another song called Step by Step, and I took that first verse and I added it, and then I did the second verse and a hook, and it became Progression. So just continuing to move forward and just believe in yourself. So this one really, I hope you guys enjoy it. This next track is called Progression. Let's get it. Listen, I know you're tired, man. We gotta keep moving forward. We almost at that finish line, baby. Success takes patience. It does. And you need to take it step by step. With every mile you walk foot to foot, right to left. Like 100 push-ups ain't gon' make you a bodybuilder. You do it day by day, then watch as you improve your figure. Rome wasn't built overnight. The Wright brothers didn't fly up on their first flight. Check by check, day by day, we gotta get paid. You study page by page until you get your final grade. They say that life's a race, but the tortoise beat the rabbit. The rabbit thought he had it, but his steps he couldn't manage. The tortoise kept on going, determined he grabbed it. Persistence is the key when you're living on this planet. Step by step till I vanish. Keep it moving and steady stepping on the path to progression. Through the past, learn your lessons. Can only hope that the struggles balance out with the blessings. Couple years ago was what is your obsession? The past is the past, baby, now it's about progression. No more stressing about my exing. I'm working out and I'm flexing. Took a fall, but now I'm back up like an erection. See success in my reflection. Plotting while I'm resting. Work the craft towards perfection. Writing so much with this pencil that I need more lead than Zeppelin. Driving, hitting detours, intersections. Forward's the direction. I could do better, that's my confession. Still kicking it like Tekken. Your mind is the weapon.
positive thoughts to kick the ass of depression. Believe it in yourself, a valuable investment. Life's a mystery, keep learning, asking questions. People let you down, you yourself should be your best friend. Being stagnant is a dead end. That's why I'ma keep on grinding till like Will Smith, I am legend. Keep it moving and steady stepping on the path to progression. Through the past, learn your lessons. Can only hope that the struggles balance out with the blessings.
Yes, yes. You already know, baby, yours truly, Myster-E. Right now, kicking in the place to be with my man, Alex ZBD.
Hey.
You already know, where were we? You know, we just can continue and keep. I'm falling back into my kicking it with
radio,
E days, my
yeah,
radio.
You're going back to your radio persona.
I'm going back to my radio, Myster-E persona. Back to the, I didn't even touch upon that.
I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, I used to do
radio.
Woo World Radio. I did WU-TANG Radio for many years. For like 2 years. Went out to Austin, Texas for South by Southwest with like Ghost, with Capadonna. You know, met Ghost out there. Prior to doing that, I used to intern for Raekwon the Chef as well. So, you know, the Woo definitely, you know,
big part of my,
you know, a lot of people may not
journey.
Breaking things down into an acronym. A lot of people don't know that Wu-Tang is an acronym.
Shut up.
Yes, ready for your mind to be blown?
Nah, rap already blew my mind. I don't know if I'm ready for
You
Wu-Tang.
ready for Wu-Tang acronym?
Oh my God.
So it's witty, unpredictable, talent, and natural game.
What?
Yes.
What?
I'll repeat it for you. It's witty, unpredictable, talent, and natural game.
Witty, unpredictable talent, and natural game.
Yes.
That is the most baller shit. That is the most baller shit I've ever heard.
Right?
Holy, first of all, like, this is when we talk about, like, when you hear something and you learn it, you won't forget it.
Yes.
First of all, never forget rhythm applied poetry or rhythm and poetry.
Right.
Or fucking witty, unpredictable talent, and natural game. Yeah.
It's amazing, right?
That's mind blowing.
It's mind blowing, bro. So
nobody knows that. That is
very few people.
That is
so
some
when
deep
people
shit.
when people wear the Wu-Tang shirt, like I always have to just like, yo, dude, like, cause bro, I mean Capadonna. So like I knew, like I'm friends with Cap. Like I wish him to have, and he's one of the most underrated. Like, yo, so Capadonna. To take it a step further, his name is an acronym.
Get the fuck out of here. This is the longest acronym. All right, what is Capadonna? Are they all acronyms? What about METHOD?
Man, I don't know. I don't know. It could be.
The song has fucking, and it's written like an acronym.
It is. It could be. And I use acronyms as a teaching tool. I'm very into that.
Honestly, when I was learning shit in school, acronyms is how I learned almost everything. It's everything. You know, and I made them really dirty and really like it was disgusting shit that you couldn't say out loud. Like, and sometimes before a test, I would be like, yo, you guys got like the planets right?
Adidas.
And I'd be like,
right? Adidas. We would do that. All day I dream about sex was Adidas.
Right.
I remember that.
But that's not real. That's not what Adidas stands for.
It's really not. But people, I remember that being like as a kid.
Yeah.
PEMDAS. We do that. PEMDAS. It's a way used to remember. So when I do, if certain kids can't write a rap, I'll allow they say create an acronym out of the word.
Right.
You know what I mean? And come up and do
and make it really funny.
Make it and so have to do it. So
you remember.
So you have to, or make it like.
If it has to do with it, then you're smart.
So you know,
for me, it was always just like some funny, super sexual, like deviant fucking words.
Well, that may be something hey,
that's where your mind comes out.
Hey, that's how you know. Mine's in a good. Hey, listen, I ain't on that. That's we humans. Yeah. But just a step further, when I really started getting into this was when I was a laser science teacher for a year also.
Right, which is super interesting.
Which is really also, I mean, now we're kind of, I feel like we're coming back to square one, but these are all elements which also had to do with it.
Right. Well, that taught you how to speak to children.
That taught me how to
in large groups,
public speaking. That was before I was doing my raps and spoken words. It was, it required me to be a teacher, DJ, and MC all in one, and do school assembly, auditorium. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but with that, laser is also an acronym.
See, you taught me this one.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Let's see if you retain.
You ready?
It's not that sexual. So
light amplified.
Woo, okay.
We're off to a good start.
You're off to a good start.
Light amplified.
Well, light amplification.
Amplification.
Yes. But amplify works. Yes.
Right. Amplification.
S. First two are right.
Light amplification system.
Stimulated.
Stimulate
or stimulation.
Light amplification, stimulation.
But it's stimulated. Yeah.
Energy, electric.
So I break it down. I say
radiation.
It's emission. And E is on a mission.
Ooh.
I wanna bring this back to acronym and really do like I bring light. I give the insight.
You should make a whole rap about acronyms.
The amplification, so you could hear it on every radio.
Wait, you
station.
have this? You have an acronym rap?
It's in the works. It's in the works.
You need to make that all the famous ones, and then new ones and crazy ones. Like do
really
some
break
shit.
it down. I have another piece called E equals MC squared, which I'm working on. That's really dope.
That's like your two MCs.
Yeah.
E equals MC squared. Is it gonna be like a dual personality or some shit?
It's like
it could be the two sides of E.
It could be the two sides of it. Yeah. It's
wow, I like
I'm working,
that.
Yeah, and it's
so you're always smart as shit. Where you're taking like the words and you dissect the words.
Dissecting. Exactly.
Leading us into our next bit.
Yes. You didn't finish laser.
Oh yeah.
Laser.
See,
it's where were we, right? So you got light amplification, stimulated, emission, and then radiation.
I got radiation. Right. I said that too. So all I was missing was...
and I'm gonna just end you on this last one.
Capadonna, what is it?
Is consider all poor people acceptable. Don't oppress nor neglect anyone.
Ooh.
No.
Yeah.
Yes. Anyway. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Consider all poor people acceptable. Don't oppress nor neglect anyone. Find that that's crazy, right?
That is super interesting.
So yeah, all right. So you speaking about we're talking
lyrical
about
dissection.
So we're talking about dissecting words, and that's something this next piece will really delve into, looking at words in a way where you're really just breaking them down into their root words, which is I'm gonna let these bars.
I want you to do it acapella, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna do this joint acapella.
All right.
This piece is called lyrical dissection. The beginning's a little tricky, but just follow on.
I'm with you, man. I'm here.
I said, I like to dissect words. For example, dis, the etc. Backspace, switch the T with the C. Let me slow it down if I'm starting to get ahead of you. So I'm talking about the word dissect.
Yep, I'm
dis,
with you.
The etc. Backspace, switch the T with the C.
Come on.
This is for the listeners. I know you got me. This is for the listeners.
Okay, yeah.
Backspace, switch the T with the C. Let me slow it down if I'm starting to get ahead of you. I'm a wordsmith and competitor, competing with computers. I edit the editor. This is lyrical dissection. Lyrics kill, syllables die in a section.
Ooh.
Look in the water, see a reflection, and ask yourself this question. We've been on a quest for eons. Now in the form of human beings. People hear E's rhymes be like, what the F he be on? The light I shed is bright, it goes beyond neon. Rappers got the bar so low, I could basically rest my knee on.
Ooh. Yo, hold on, we need to stop right there.
Yeah.
I like that every dissected word kind of has more shit that builds off of it. All right, I'm sorry.
Right? No, I loved it.
I think watching you with your hands is also helping because you're like the quest for eons. And I'm like, you're taking the word.
It's like that bouncing ball. Like
I want to do a video for this.
Yeah,
where I could put the word in your hand and move it.
That'd be sick. I also had an idea of doing
grab the word here, and separate them.
Yes.
Like we do it on green screen.
Let's do it.
And do some cool shit.
And I wanted to wear a like the lyrical dissector, and I wanted to have one of those white lab coats.
Yeah.
I wanted to wear a white lab coat.
We're gonna make a video
and goggles. And it's like the lyrical, and do like a little intro.
With like bubbling and shit. Yeah. I think of like the beginning of the Pun album. You know the beginning of that Pun album, like, yes, master, what are you going to do?
Yes.
First, heart of an Indian.
Yes.
Dominican.
And I have a character. Yes. I have a character in the beginning of my I Am Anything song, which it's on my YouTube. I didn't play it for you guys tonight, but it starts off. It's like, young squire, what are you going to be? You try to be the jack of all trades, dabbling in this and that, instead of being the master of all.
That's
what are you going to do?
You shot in front of like
E, and I did it in it looks like it was in Asia.
Super racist Asian accent. That you
it wasn't racist.
Yeah, well, let your grandkids tell you that in the future. Let's see how they feel about it. No, but yeah, you shot that video in like a park where it looked like it was like in China.
I don't. It's actually this.
Don't give it away.
Yeah, I can't give it away. That's secret information.
Don't you wish you saved that video for when you were in Thailand? You could have shot that shit there.
Yes, I so wish.
I want to have you and a few of the other boys on and talk about Thailand because that trip, like the stories are epic that I hear. And
absolutely, that would have to be a whole nother episode.
We're gonna do a whole. Of course,
that sounds like.
I'll have a bunch of you guys on.
That sounds like a group. That's that's a good idea.
We'll get that.
Okay, so let me.
So finish dissecting your lyric kills.
Right, and we have to do a video
in their section.
So last thing was the neon. Rappers got the bar so low I could basically rest my knee on. Lyrics carry weight like hippopotamus. They're trying to turn hip hop to pop. They're trying to steal our pot and tame us. Hip hop tame us.
Yes.
We're living in the age of information, where the media uses television to inform the nation, to put us in formation, to form the nation. That's 4 ways for information. Form the nation. See, start getting a little too cocky talking about information, right? Right.
E off the D.
See, check it out. So, my intellect connect with the intelligent design. Miss Zodiac wanted the D before she even knew my sign. Devil in a red dress, no matter the circumstances. Medusa as a seducer makes the sir come in different stances, turning men to stone by different glances.
Oh.
See, I'm just trying to build the brand till it's overly recommended. My life is like the beat. I could wreck it or I could mend it. Like sitting on a text, I could erase it or I could send it. As an artist, I'm independent. When I tell a story, I go in depth and then I end it. Lyrical dissection.
Ooh. Damn. I like that.
Thank you. And when I'm doing it, I'm standing up and I'm really like doing it like a composer.
I can tell just watching. It's like a composition.
Yeah.
And the way that your hands are doing it, I can see the video. I can see the video. Like a word comes up here and pops up and over here, and then you see it,
and then you break them apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a piece that
and then send it, and then you pull something out. Like we could come up with some super cool shit.
Yeah, that's
we're gonna do.
We're gonna do that.
We're gonna do that.
Awesome. That's been overdue. So
that's an easy video to do too. We'll play with that.
That'll be awesome. But I mean, even looking at words that way, I mean, some talented MCs, rappers do that often. But that's like it made me like study word, like wow, that word is, and it's just wild. Like, it's bugged out. Like wow, that had like
when you look at words,
because
we just use them all the time, and we like you don't really think about it. You just say it, you write it.
Like this is like insane that we're able to comprehend. Like it's so simple that we're just talking, but even like linguistics is one of like it's so intricate. Like the fact it's so deep,
and it's so strange to me. Like how do words get created? Like who named the fucking fork?
Right. This is a fork.
Called it a cloud.
Right.
Like who called
and
it
now
that?
Everyone agrees upon it.
And we just all called it. Like did one like I would love to know how a word fucking starts.
It's
it's
weird. Amazing, man. And
it's weird. But then like you're saying, even root words and the bases.
Like for instance, I may have to do I'm already working on a lyrical dissection part 2.
Oh yeah, there needs to be because you could do so much more.
Exactly.
With that.
But like even looking at the word distract or distraction. Right. The word distraction. So you just heard how I did that piece. Does anything come to mind? I'm just
right. Well, like traction. Right. Like tracked. Like if you're on a track.
Yes.
Right. And then like dis as in being like the opposite or to take you away from.
Right. Exactly. So it's like I said, I have to really like formulate and complete the bar, but it's like if life is like a wheel and we keep a distraction is literally a diss to your attraction.
Ooh, that too, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And this is not a diss track, son.
This is not a diss. So the name of this piece is actually, instead of calling it lyrical dissection, would actually probably be called diss track. This diss track is for anybody trying to distract and get me, off my distraction. Attraction is literally a diss to your traction. I have to break up the words like you break down the fractions. Mm-hmm. That's the beginning. And then, we go on talking about fraction and then fracking. You know what I mean? And I take the bridge to Manhattan and say what's happening. Now let me stop. But like sometimes when that's what helps me. Like it's so simple. You're looking at one word, breaking it up. Simple, but now you're composing multiple bars within.
And what's cool is like it's easy because they obviously all rhyme because you're taking the same word, you're making it rhyme with itself with a totally different meaning.
You're changing the context.
But what's cool is like all you did was say distraction 4 times at the end of your bar. You know, but in between you change that's dope.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it's also like it's easy to get the bars flowing and be creative because you're like, you got the distraction with the distraction,
right?
And it's the distraction and the distraction,
right. You know? And it's, but then then it could take you on a completely different path. I try not to like. What was unbelievable that Black Thought like 10. I mean that I had to stop like rapping for like a month or 2 after I heard that, and just study. I still listen to, but just the
Black Thought's one of the best to do it.
Amazing. I lately just listening to a lot of just listening is a lot too, and just taking it in. And
speaking of which, I do want to talk before we end this. I want to talk a little bit about like who your favorite MCs are. Like I want a top 5 dead or alive. Not in order, just the top 5.
Yeah,
you could, it doesn't like it's all flexible. And
right. There's so many influences.
So give me
difficult. Can I put like the entire? Oh man, like
the Wu-Tang. You're saying
like the whole Wu-Tang, like the Tribe Called Quest. Like those are like.
Call them one.
So I'll call Wu. I'll say Wu, like not in any particular order.
Not in any particular order.
Nas is up there. Totally. Nas himself.
0 questions asked.
I guess the whole Wu-Tang. I love Tribe. I don't know if they cracked the top 5. I'm not trying to rhyme within the. I love Tribe, but lyrically, I don't know. They had a vibe to them, but I don't know.
Totally, I'm one of the biggest Tribe fans.
So
ever.
yeah,
but then I wouldn't say the top 5.
Do they make the top? So like
because
as MCs,
you have
they're
Biggie,
not
and because you have Jay, or you have
Jay, and I love Biggie as well. I don't even know if I put Biggie
top 5.
in my top 5.
Everybody has their own top 5. I'm not. Nobody's should have the same.
It's difficult. I have such an appreciation even for like the whole like the Mos Def, Talib Kweli, and Common. Like all 3 of like they were like Black Star. Like I would maybe even put like the whole Black Star and like talk about the early influences of even Kanye working with like even though he wasn't in, but that whole Chicago like thinking about it in different
areas
regions and areas. You know what I mean? You have the whole. I have so many influences.
I know you'd almost have to go like top 5 per region. Like what about East Coast, West Coast?
I love there's influences of like Outkast. Like I love old I love Outkast. I love even like old M. I love.
Well, you're very M influenced, no question.
Yeah, people. That's the one thing. So I'm always getting.
Well, you're first of all you're a white rapper,
right?
You're gonna hear that shit. From ignorant people, no matter.
I hear that far too often.
But also like M was very like enunciative with his words, and he pronounced everything very hard, and he was like, I met a dude named Greg with a wooden leg. And he was just like, of course I start rapping this like freestyle nobody's ever heard of his.
Right. No, I'm very and I hear that all the time. You sound like Eminem, and
it's okay.
Which is fine.
It's okay.
I'm a bit more like Eminem is a G. I mean, has to be in the top 5.
But he was like he had his style in his own way. He was a silly bitch.
Right.
He would just say ridiculous shit.
But he was also a great writer though. Like
brilliant writer.
Like
one of the best
songs like Stan. Like that's just like a beauty. Like he's just
he can get deep and he can get real. Kim was fucking crazy.
Oh my god.
He made Kim.
Yeah. That
people forget about that song.
Yeah.
That was one of the craziest fucking songs ever. Followed by like Bonnie and Clyde on the first album. Like he was like heavy on the concept of murdering his own wife.
Right. He was very dark. I mean, I'd never like.
That's crazy. That's crazy shit. People don't make music like that no more. Like that's not a thing. No one's putting out.
Take the route.
No one's putting out 2 separate songs on 2 separate albums about murdering their wife. One of them to their daughter.
Do you think like you've never heard of a black artist? Doing that kind of stuff because I don't know if it would be seen in a different light. Like M was like that crazy white boy that
he was
like,
trying to fucking. He was a troll. He was like one of the original trolls, man. Because he was out there like, I want to see what I could do. Because at this point, hip hop,
everybody.
Right? And at this point, hip hop was already like frowned upon, and parents weren't into it when he came into the scene in like 96, 97.
Right.
And it was like. I mean, my mom bought me the album.
I mean, when
I got Slim Shady LP, my mom bought me, and one of the songs was "Come on Everybody," CUM on everybody. But even though in the song it's not really like it's like "Come on everybody, get down tonight,"
right?
Come on everybody, but it's written. And my mom's like, "What did I just buy you?"
So even with
I'm like, listen, this is what this dude does. He's a fucking troll. He's out here making crazy ass music. The shrooms joint. When the chick ODs on shrooms. What was that shit?
I'd have to listen back to that.
My fault.
I'd have to listen back to it. If I heard the tune,
I never meant to give you mushrooms, girl. I never meant to bring you to your world. But now you're sitting in the corner crying, and now it's my fault. You remember that?
Right. Hold on. Is that the?
When chick goes to eat? It's on some shady LP.
Okay.
Chick eats all of his mushrooms and starts tripping out, and like ODs and dies and shit. He's like crying. The song ends with him like crying with her in his arms. Like, what did I do?
I'd have to listen to that one.
It's so trippy.
Do you remember the other one on? This is not. But I never knew.
Oh yeah.
I never knew a house or a new car. You are.
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
first two albums was are trolling all time.
He was. That's a solid point. He was like, now we look at trolls like
right. It didn't have a term. It didn't have a name like that.
And it was, but he did it in a lyrical way where he was jabbing at everybody, but he still had the skill to go along with it.
And Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera.
Better switch me chairs so I could sit next to Fred Durst.
Yeah, and all who she gave head to
first. But it's put me on blast at MTV. I heard he's married to Kim.
Also, and he was the ad libs.
And the ad
libs were hilarious.
Exactly.
He'd be making noises. He'd be like, like and making weird
creativity.
sounds.
And if you remember that video with this real Slim Shady, and he gets all the people wearing the blonde
hair with the same outfit,
and there's so much more, and that's why it's just there's so many aspects that go into music, and
he was definitely one of the best. I mean, do you remember when he was
a pioneer? He was definitely a pioneer.
Remember when he performed the Real Slim Shady on MTV? You were probably too young. He came into the MTV Movie Awards from the outside.
With the awards. He came outside and he had all them following him.
An army of
them. I do remember that. I was very young.
Him in, and then they all walked on stage, and then he like came out of the crowd.
I do remember.
It was fucking so cool.
Yeah, that was
like that's some cool shit. But that's trolly. No one ever came into the MTV Awards from the street.
But that's.
And had them filmed from a fucking helicopter and then walking in and came. Like,
I don't know if that's that's innovative.
But it is innovative. But it's also like it's like he was trolling the awards in a way. Like he came in, he's like, "Where's Eminem? We're gonna fucking parade. I have an army of M&Ms walking through the aisles." Like he was like, "Fuck your rules. Fuck what you're doing. I'm doing me, and this is what I'm doing."
And you have to have that shit. I mean, kind of conclude. Do we cover the top 5? I mean. Also, like, I love Guru, Gangstar, things of that nature. You know what I mean? There's so many influence. I love even newer artists like J. Cole is even, like, starting to find his way up there. You know what I mean?
Lamar.
Kendrick, like, I love, really, Papoose is not, like, he just as a barsman. Like,
he's kind of like,
he's not like, but when it comes to bars, like, I appreciate bars, like, even Black Thought. But going back to the innovative thing, it's like, you have to test boundaries. When I perform a lot, I'll be a lot of times everybody's using the microphone, and I don't use a microphone often anymore. I'll bring it with me to a lot of my shows, but I like getting right up into the audience and doing things that aren't always done. So you can really, because doing things that people don't expect you to, and then you succeed in it, and people remember that. It's like, wow, he flipped the whole script. And he made it his, you know what I mean? So
exactly,
and that's what my whole business comes from. Wow, this is you have to. And that's part of poetry. You have to test boundaries in order to ever, and that goes back even to working out. Like, it's even on a scientific thing. Yeah, like you're pushing. You have to push that boundary.
Exactly.
And then you come back.
You have to break it in order to build it.
Break it.
Destroy and rebuild.
Nas. You know what I'm saying?
Bring it back.
Yes.
So Nas, for me, if you ask me my favorite MC all time, it's Nas.
For me as well. Like, as a collective MC, yes.
Lyrically, there's no question. He's the smartest, fucking most innovative, wildest.
Nas definitely
down, right?
Yeah, as a complete, as a all around, like Illmatic. When I heard that, that was really impactful to me.
God.
Just seeing the
changed hip hop, man.
It changed
hip-hop.
So I would have to agree with you there.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, yo,
absolutely.
It's been fucking pleasure having you on.
This
is really dope,
man. Yeah.
I hope you guys all enjoyed, Myster-E's music and his wise words, and I hope you guys learned some shit. I learned some shit. Light, amplified, don't say shit. Light, amplified, stimulated,
yes,
emission, radiation.
Yes, you got.
And then we got rhythm, applied poetry or rhythm and poetry.
Yes.
And then my favorite one, which is witty. Mm-hmm. Witty, What is it?
What is what's the word
WU-TANG.
of the acronym? Yeah, WU-TANG. Okay,
Witty,
so it's witty,
unpredictable.
Yes.
Talented.
Talent.
Wait, okay.
Yeah.
Witty, unpredictable talent, and natural game.
Yes.
WU-TANG. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm never gonna forget that, even though I just forgot that.
Yeah,
But,
it's
you know,
retainment. You got to do it a couple
keep
times.
saying it.
You got to
keep saying it.
Yeah.
That one, I remember when you told me laser, I was like, "Oh shit, that's crazy."
takes a few
Nobody
times.
knows that laser is a fucking acronym.
Right,
Nobody
right.
knows WU-TANG's an acronym. Nobody knows rap is an acronym. And now you all know that
Right,
shit.
exactly.
You're welcome.
I just want to. I know everybody's on Instagram these days as well too. I have links in bios as well too. If you didn't get the YouTube channel earlier in the episode, I have a direct link from my Instagram to my YouTube, and I also have a website in the website Myster-E Edu-tainment. It's all on the Instagram. So I'm gonna flow them to the Insta. And then
Yeah. What's the
most
where
common.
we
So on
find you?
Instagram it's underscore Myster-E. That's underscore MYSTERE. Again, that's underscore MYSTERE. Myster-E as in Myster-E.
Super dope.
Yes, sir.
Dude, it's a fucking pleasure.
Yeah,
We'll have
really
you
a
back on.
pleasure.
We'll do this again because we definitely only scratched the surface, man.
We really only scratched the
tip of the
surface. We
iceberg.
got the we have to shoot that video.
Shoot
which
that
is the
video,
side thing, and
no
then we'll
doubt.
come back for the Thailand discussion.
And then maybe we'll do
and
another
you never
wrap
know.
up.
Yeah, you know, as things
Myster-E
continue
wrap
to
up.
evolve. I still have pieces I didn't about the
You got a lot.
about the ecosystem, how everything's connected. That's a whole nother thing.
We'll get into
but
it.
there's more.
We'll
But,
get into it.
Indeed. Hey, pleasure. Where were we? You know, we stayed pretty on track.
It was
You
good.
know what I mean?
We
Yeah.
lost ourselves a little bit,
A
but
little
that's what
bit,
it's
a
all
little
about.
bit. That's
the
what
whole
it's about.
point.
Hey, thank you for having me on the
Yo,
show. my
thank you
man.
for coming,
Really enjoyed
man.
it.
Thank you everybody for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace.
Indeed, peace.
Hold up.
Wait.
Wait.
Wait.